Hi and welcome to Add More Zest, and my name is Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and now I continue with my Dreamer designs in today's WIP Chats because I've only got my mini ones done and I'm saving them for me hollybobs. So I have done a bit of this. I actually took Monday, which was declared a bank holiday here in the UK for the Queen's funeral. I did take Monday and I did sit and watch all of the funeral and diamond painted lots and lots. So I got quite a bit done, but I am now back over here. I have uncovered two sections, or one and a bit section. We'll see how far I get. A bit like last time really. We'll see. I may run out of questions, I may run out of time, but it's definitely getting there. The canvas on this one is a lot easier than the original one that I had, and yeah, I'm enjoying seeing it come together. I'm enjoying the confetti. I do really enjoy it, especially when I have big sections, because you feel like you're not necessarily filling anything in, and then all of a sudden one or two colours and you seem to take this big jump up the design in relation to what you've completed. So I'm working with the same pen and tray as last time. So this is our limited pen that's still in stock at the moment, and my zesty pink tray, because I'm enjoying working with these two colours. And yeah, I haven't bothered to hunt out a different pen. It's working for me at the moment, and yeah, I enjoy the colour combo. My pink tray, I enjoy many of the other trays, but my pink tray is my default tray, I must say. It is the one I often go back to. And I'm not sure why, but it is. I go through phases of using other ones, but then I always end up reverting back to my pink one. I hope everybody is well. This WIP and Chat has been moved from Sunday, just to take into account the fact that hubby and I are going away with Luna to join the two older girls in Cornwall. My son has chosen to stay at home, and the youngest is currently at uni enjoying Freshers Week, Welcome Week and all the rest. So I thought I'll move a WIP and Chat across. There is still videos while I'm away. There's still videos for you guys to see, and Megan and I are hoping to get quite a few sneak peeks up on social media for the new launch items, so that you guys can see, or start to see, some of the colourings and things that are coming, which will be announced, I think it's a week on Saturday. They get announced fully. So yeah, there'll be a little bit of work while we're away, but not a lot. Not a lot. All orders will be packed upon my return and sent out as soon as possible, of course, once I have returned. And yeah, that is the plans so far. Yeah, questions. The cat lady. So she said yes, she did complete the large painting that was mentioned, she said, but not until Friday. She said, as last week was a very busy week and she was out of the house every day. She said she actually de-kitted it this morning, so she has a clear desk. There is something to be said about a nice clear desk. I find I work loads better when I have a nice clear desk ready for a new project. She says she's not decided what next to do yet. She says it looks like she will be going back to work shortly. So she's working on a knitting project that's needed for Christmas, so that she can get that done and then there won't be any pressure. She says she wants to do the Advent along with me, but she's not sure what her hours will yet be. Well, hopefully you can still join in. Of course, if it's a new time, new job, that can sometimes just sap any energy that you may have anyway, while you get accustomed to getting that right, work-life balance. But hopefully you'll still be able to find some time in your day to carve a little bit out for yourself. Though I completely understand that it's not necessarily going to work every day, because life likes to throw us different things, that's for sure. Liz, she says, thanks for this, Rebecca. She says, you've kept me company while working on a picture from her stash. She said it's one with no name. It's around 50 by 40. She says she's definitely been spoilt by Diamond Art Club and Paint Gem. She said with the quality of their drills. She said these ones aren't bad. She said they're just not in the same league. And she said to enjoy my holiday. Thank you. Yeah, I find that, the higher quality ones, quite often the diamonds are a really nice quality. And it's not that the cheaper ones are bad, but they are different. They don't, the picture, you can still do the picture, they can still look good. They just don't have that extra little edge. That extra little bit of niceness to it, I suppose. I suppose you can have the same with things like clothing. You can find a nice top to wear from somewhere that doesn't cost a lot of money. However, when you wear a top that's from somewhere that costs a bit more, sometimes you can just feel that it's that bit better. But it doesn't mean that your other option is bad, I suppose. That's the way I sort of see it. Everything can have, something that is a slightly superior quality, and you can see it. It's just whether it's something that, one, you can afford, often, the superior quality, and second, you can warrant paying, because sometimes I can't warrant paying the higher price for something, even though it is better quality. It depends on what it is, as to whether I can warrant spending the extra money or not. Because for some things, the cheaper version will do, and will do the job. Jackie, she said, thanks for the company today, Rebecca. She says she's started working on the first of the 4 initials that she's doing for her granddaughter's Christmas presents. So they're from the same set as my letter R initial that I have in my stash. She said, with the all-around border of 310. Yeah, it does have a lot of 310 in it. She says she's so thankful that she bought one of our metal 3-placers. She said it's an absolute joy to work with on all the black blocking. That's where learning to use a multi-placer is probably worth it, with you needing to do 4 of them. One of them you're like, oh, it's okay, I can model through. 4 of them, you'd be like, nah, not ready for that. She says it does take some time to get the glue dots to their sweet spot, she said, when there is 3 of them. I'm not sure if Megan and I did put 3 glue dots in our 3 placers, because I have a 2 and a 3 placer to give it a go. I don't think I put 3 in, I think I put 2 in. So I put 2 in of our glue dots, and what I did was I took the glue dot off the sheet and I rolled it into like a sausage, you know, like you do with Play-Doh, into a sausage. And I put a sausage in one half of the 3 placer and then another sausage in the second half of the 3 placer. And that seemed to work for me, though I haven't multi-placed for a while, so I don't know if it will stay that way. I'm probably going to keep missing a load of diamonds here, by the way. But we're getting on to what I think is a body of water. I'm not sure, I can't quite remember what it was on the image. Okay, we get some number 6. 905. Have I got more of this? Oh, I do. I seem to have gone quite a way through the pot, and this is a symbol that does turn up on this painting a lot. And I was like, does this symbol only appear on this half, or have I got another bottle? I have another bottle. All is good. Which is good, because I don't want to run out of any diamonds. Juliet, she says, hello lovely. She says, such beautiful colours. She said her Dreamer Designs is prepped and kitted up. She said it's been in a box for almost 2 years. She said, so fingers crossed it's a redone canvas. Here we go, she said, hugs from Utah. Well, I'm hoping you've got one of the nice canvases. As I say, now my symbols aren't as bad, though I have spotted one that I've just missed, but that's not their fault that I didn't see it. Yeah, there's only really 2 symbols that I can struggle with, and as long as I do the chevron first and then do the number 6, I tend to be fine even with my light pad. So it's a lot better than the other one, though it's of course not as good as some of my others. But I have heard that they've improved, though yours is 2 years old as well. So if not, it's not that you can't see them at all, it's just the light pad. That's when I find I struggle. Daytime or this light from overhead, I'm okay. So if you do find that you've got some symbols that are hard to read, you may just find that you can do all your other symbols but have to go back and do that one in the daytime, which is a royal pain, but it's better than the canvas being wasted because it's been 2 years since you got it. Tammy, she says, hello Rebecca. She says, have an awesome vacation. She said, thank you for always answering our questions. I do my best. She said she wants to do a mini Heaven and Earth design project. She said she was wanting to do it in rounds because she wouldn't be able to afford it. She said, but someone said I shouldn't because my drills may not fit on the canvas due to different sizes. But square drills are not always the same. What's your thought? So there is different size canvases for round and for square. The square diamonds are, is it 2.4 centimeters or 2.5 centimeters, millimeters, 2.5 millimeters across. Centimeters, that would have been big. And I think round are 2.8 millimeters. So you can't do round diamonds on a square blank canvas. So you can't, for example, purchase the one from Heaven and Earth Design directly because theirs is made for square drills. And you will end up with them not fitting. However, you can buy blank canvases for round diamonds. So you can buy one that has the canvas shape bigger. Just spotted another one I missed of that first symbol I did. Yeah, you can buy a blank round canvas. So that's what you'd need to buy. What you do need to bear in mind, and this could show a lot more depending on what picture you chose from Heaven and Earth Design, is that because the round diamonds are, as they said, round, but they're still going in a square space, i.e. the grid is square. By getting the blank round canvas, it just means that your grid is slightly bigger to fit the round diamonds. Because you have a round diamond in a square space, you've got those 4 corners that won't be covered up. And those 4 corners will show the white. Now, it's not a huge amount of white, but it could very well be noticeable, especially if you're doing a lot of dark colours and then they have the white around them. But it can be done. It can definitely be done. It's whether you will be happy with the result of it when you've done it. And that's something that only you can decide if you're happy with that white gapping. Really, that's your call to make. So if you really want to do one and you really want to do one in rounds, then maybe give that a go. But before you outlay loads of money, maybe if you do, well, you'd need to outlay for the canvas and potentially the chart, but don't go buying any more diamonds or anything for it until you've tried doing some with the diamonds you already have. Like, don't go buying any extras until you've given it a go and confirm that you are happy with it. That would be my suggestion. Maybe I'll give it a go one of these days, but I have a few Heaven and Earth Design projects to finish before that could be a possibility. Sue, she says, great video as always. She said, it sounds like you need to add on to your house again, or a summer house for Add More Zest printers. Yeah. It does. There has many a time there has been talk of getting some form of outside summer house for Add More Zest, to be able to have the space it desires and it keeps trying to get out of me. It's not, I'm trying to see basically how long I can go. And a lot of that is because it's not just a matter of getting the outside summer house as such, the building. It's the making sure that it's the water and the moisture content and all that sort of stuff, because England has a lot of different weather variations and I don't want any dampness. I don't want to be out there doing stuff and it be absolutely freezing. So it would need the full installation, heating, you know, practically be part of the house without being part of the house. And that costs a fair pretty penny. Plus, you know, it's then the whole going out there to work, not being near the home, the door for the multiple deliveries that I seem to have. You know, where would Luna go? You know, would I just go in there when Luna's asleep, or would she have a space in there where she's, you know, kept out of the way of everything else? At the moment, the craft room works so well because it's connected to where Luna is, where Luna can go outside, but I can keep her out. Primarily, she doesn't tend to come in here. Occasionally, she will sneak in when I'm packing orders and sit on the rug with a toy. But apart from that, she doesn't tend to come in here. She's not a molting she's not a dog that molts, so I don't have the pet hair issue, but you know, she's only been allowed to sit on the rug since she's got to the point that she can behave, whereas when she was a puppy, not a chance. Not a chance she would get in here. She'd have chewed everything. She'd have eaten all the stock given half a chance. So yeah, summer house again is something that probably gets discussed, probably comes up about as often as getting another 3D printer. But I think an extra 3D printer may end up winning out. Just so that we can, mainly so that we can print more stock of the limited edition colours. And have more stock so it lasts for longer. And people can have chance to get the colours that they want. That's the thought. We shall see. I think that's when we get back from holiday kind of thought at the moment. Now I am on a make sure everything is prepped so that when I am away, there are videos up for YouTube, and I've got as much stuff prepped for October launch. Well, I say as much stuff. I've got a lot of prepping that I will be doing the week we come back. But by doing as much as I can prep-wise of all the other items that we stock, means I can focus the full week on just boxing up October launch and finessing it all, which is often what takes more time than I ever realise. It's the finessing of everything and getting it looking how I want it to look before it gets shipped out. But I'm excited. I'm excited. All Things Crafty by Kaz. She says, what is that dinky little pink tray? She says she wants one. So this is a recent request and a new design that I have been testing out. This is our mini tray. This one doesn't have a back on it at the moment. It sits on my grip mat. We're looking at possibly popping magnets on them as an option for a cover minder, or we may just bring them out as little, at the moment they're called trashy. That's what they're called on the 3D printer, is they're called trashy, but they're basically mini versions of our trays that you can either have on the desk next to you, or like I have up on a grip mat, for just taking care of any drills that have bubbles on them, have bits protruding from the side, any little bits of rubbish, so that you're not having to either go find a bin or use a pot in your storage for them. It's there. I was trying to see if I had one with bubbles that I could just go put in it and show you what I mean, but I'm sure you'll see it in the future. So this is coming at some point in 2023. We're not quite at the point of printing stock, though we are slightly. So I have started printing some stock in the basic colours, basically when the filament is near the end of a roll. But I will be printing directly from full rolls very soon to get stock up, because I think they're going to be wanted. And I'm not surprised, because I absolutely love the fact that I've got a mini tray on my easel. Oh, Diana. She says, hi Rebecca. She says she too is working on a Dreamer Designs canvas. She says, and she thinks that since the time I received this canvas, that they have improved how they chart them. She says she's not a promoter of their products or anything like that. She says, but I do think that in order to give them a fair shot, she says maybe purchasing a new, more recent canvas will truly show if they have improved over the years that you've had it. She said she would say the same for any other company as well. I agree. Your points are very well made, and they are something that has gone through my head. I have said on many occasions, I think, in relation to this Dreamer's design, they did replace the canvas, which is good in my opinion. I know unfortunately they didn't for somebody else, but I don't know, you know, any circumstances of any email exchange either way. So all I can say is they did exchange the canvas for me. It's still not wow, especially for the money, but I have heard that they have changed things. So I want to finish this canvas before I think about possibly purchasing another one from them. I suppose the main reason I want to finish this one first is because I want to confirm that I am not having any other problems, i.e. not having enough diamonds. For example, I don't want to go order another one from them now, ready to compare, and then run out of diamonds, because then I would have that fear with the next one. And therefore I wouldn't want to go and put it into my stash without doing it if I'm likely to run out of diamonds. So I will give Dreamer Designs another go with another one, because I do think you're right. It could be that they have made steps to improve it. It has been a couple of years. I am curious as to what the material of their canvas is like on their most recent ones, because I think that is the main problem with these. It may be the charting also, but I do think that the material they do the canvas on may be what's causing the major problem. Right, I know there's another one of these here somewhere. Where has it gone? No wonder I couldn't find it when I did it. I thought it was around here. I can't see for looking now. Yeah, there it is. See, look, I knew it was there and I still couldn't find the flipping thing. Never mind when I was first doing it. Okay. Back to diamonds. So yeah, Dreamer's Designs is something I will be giving another go. I think it's only fair. It's been long enough. They did send me another canvas. So I say they did attempt to put things right. I chose to accept this canvas when it arrived, as I could see it enough. So yeah, once I've finished the painting, provided I have no problems with the diamonds, then I'll probably go and have good browse on their site. If I have a problem with the diamonds, which I'm not expecting, but if I do, then my browse on their site will probably be in a few months rather than sooner. And that is because I will want to do the painting when it arrives to make sure the diamonds are okay. Rather than waiting potentially another year or two to do it. I would have to do it straight away to see. So for example, if this one I did run out of diamonds, I can check a canvas when it arrives and say whether it's so much better or not. I can't know if the quantity of diamonds is going to be right until they're all placed. So if the quantity of diamonds is all good for this painting, then I will assume that is never an issue that they've needed to fix, and therefore the diamonds on another painting will be fine. If that's the case, I will order another design from them, have a look at the canvas, and either on the unboxing video or as a separate video, I will state any improvements that I see, and I will bob it into my decision wheel and it will go into my stash, and when it gets chosen by my wheel I'll do it. If there is a problem, and again I'm not expecting one, but if there is a problem with the amount of diamonds, then I would wait a few months then I would order one, but once it arrived, I would be doing it so that I could confirm whether both issues had been rectified. Rectified. Words. But yeah, I do think they deserve another chance. And I do just hope that everything is now hunky-dory, because they have some gorgeous images. She did say they do have some extremely beautiful pieces that aren't as cartoony. She said, yes, she's made up that word. Oh, I see that as being language. Cartoony. Makes perfect sense to me. She said, as say, a Diamond Art Club design. She said she would hate for anyone to miss out on some beautiful artwork if the company has taken steps to improve things. Yeah, I do agree totally with what you've said. And it is something that I will be trying them again. There are people that have had multiple designs from Dreamer Designs, and they've had no problems at all, and I have read those comments out as well. I can only go on the experience I have had and am having with this canvas at the moment. But yeah, it'll be nice to browse their site when this one is done, to get another image, because I really do like supporting the companies that use licensed artwork, and the artists are getting paid for their images to become diamond paintings, so it'd be nice to have a browse of some other ones. And hopefully they've changed the canvas. Or their, symbols, say whichever one it happens to be. I think some of it's to do with the canvas. I've got, so this paint with passion words that are down the canvas here, they're very faintly here as well. It's like the impression has gone over it, or it's bled through, or what, I don't know. But it actually says paint with passion down here as well as up here where you can clearly see it. It's just a different material. There's nothing wrong with it, apart from I think it's not making the symbols clear. Okay, number 7. Deanna said, having said that, she said she can't wait for the Advent. She says she's anxious to see all the goodies that you have for us. And she says even though she is technically on a no-buy, she said if the Advent canvas captures me, she says she will just have to make that sacrifice, I guess. She said your Advent calendar is already on my exception list. She says she's got the launch date on her calendar. She says she hopes that me and the family enjoy your getaway. She says take care. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited for October launch. I'm hoping it's going to go well. I'm hoping everybody is going to be able to get what they want. And that we in turn haven't got, too low an amount of items, as well as not having too many that we're stuck with them for months. Yeah, the painting's a little bit different this year. While it is still a diamond painting, it is a diamond painting. It's not a type of diamond painting that I've seen before. Doesn't mean it isn't out there, but I've not seen it before. I've not gone looking, but I don't think it's out there. Cross Stitch and Tats. She said, oh, hang on. Rogue Diamond. She said when we got home from California on Friday, she said her canvas for a Heaven and Earth design was waiting for her. She says she's completed 2.4%, as of this WIP and Waffle, steaming ahead. She says she's finding it and my company a great distraction, she says, for pain management. Oh, I hope you are feeling better soon. There's nothing worse than a niggling pain. You know, a pain that sticks there. So hopefully this WIP and Chat will help you as a midweek distraction. Though you might have to go and find an older one for next week's, because I've got a different video going up for Sunday. She says the picture is beautiful. She says thank you again for keeping me company. Hope your holiday is as good as theirs was, and looking forward to the Advent. I can't believe how much Christmas talk we've had this September. Well, I can and I can't. I don't know, talking about Advent I suppose isn't the same as talking about Christmas, is it? You know, Christmas is coming. There will be time enough soon to be all the planning and plotting for Christmas to take place. But getting Advent sorted before then is just... it's just like ticking a box, isn't it? Before Advent turns up and you realise that you've forgotten about it because you're so busy with Christmas. Advent's before Christmas anyway. Lady Dax, she says, it is lovely. She says that you are showing so much respect for our Queen. She said, as you said, she said, most of us have never had a king. She says, like you, she says she feels that King Charles III will do okay. I think he will. I think there's been a lot of touches that we've seen over the last few days that show that he will. She said her late hubby was the cellar master of the House of Commons for 27 years. She said, and he once taught Prince Charles, or when he was a prince, how to pull a pint of Guinness in the members' bar. Oh, well, I suppose he would have known that Charles would be future king in the fact that he's been second to the throne for, or was second to the throne for pretty much since the day he was born. Very close. He was a little bit older before he was, I think he was about 4, was he? About the time he became second to the throne. So for most of his knowing life, not the early years that we never remember. As children, we never remember the early years as clear as we do the older ones. He's known that he's going to be king. So yeah, help teach the future King of England how to pull a pint. Good. That'll help him get through the next few days and years when he does get a chance to unwind. He can get himself a pint. Pint of Guinness. Sue says, thanks Rebecca. She said, have a great week away with the family. She said, and I hope the weather's nice. So far it has been. I think there is a nip in the air though. I think they have said there's a bit of a nip, the September nip in the air, which I'm trying to ignore. I keep hoping summer will last longer and longer each time. Not that it seems to be. I do have a lot of a letter A that I need to do. I'm trying to fill in some of these gaps because that letter A goes quite a bit up here. So I'm going for filling in some gaps just for a variety on the screen, because I may run out of questions soon, which means I may be calling it a day. So let's do some interchanging colours. Nancy, she says, thanks Rebecca. She says she's so looking forward to October's launch. She said, this canvas is beautiful. She said, have a great and well-deserved vacation. She says, we'll be thinking of you. She says she's going to be up at 5:30 a.m. in Ontario, Canada to watch the funeral of our Queen. She said, take good care and we'll see you again soon. Did you stay up and watch it all day, Nancy? I know I ended up watching it all day up until I think we only turned it off after the 6 o'clock news. So I think it started about, coverage started about 9, half 9 here, UK time. Coverage started at 9 with the movement of the Queen's coffin starting at 25 to 11, I think, with the first funeral service at 11. But then we followed it all the way through to Windsor. For the service at Windsor, there was a lot more personal touches, I think, on that service. That was a lot more for royal staff members, closer friends and royalty. So there were some people that went to both services, but that had a lot of the royal staff, and her corgis came out, her 2 dogs and her horse came out. So yeah, there was quite a few special little personal touches in that service, and it was nice. Okay, I found one that I've missed, so I've filled that in before I get too far. So I'm going to fill in, I think, these couple of bits now before then I do a chunk of A, which should move me up, depending on how far the comments go. But yeah, so it was from 9 AM, I think, and then I watched the first part of our 6 o'clock news, because while it did give a rundown and a highlight, it mentioned a few more names and history facts in that short rundown, you know, of who people were or where they sat, or, you know, their relation to the Queen, or the reason for something being included in the ceremony, because there's lots of reasons behind certain things. So yeah, that sort of first half hour of the 6 o'clock news gave a bit more of that information, and I'm sure there'll be programmes coming out in the future that will go through, you know, why certain things were included and why maybe some things were missed out that we've not realised. And that sort of stuff really interests me, as to, you know, what is part of tradition, what is part of, you know, the normal, and sort of why that the normal there, and things like that. But yeah, it was a very, very different moment as well when they did remove the crown from the coffin. Yeah, just it was a sad day. It was a different day, and yeah, it's gonna take quite a bit of getting used to, because it's all we've ever known, or all I've ever known anyway. Okay, what's next? M. Let's go for M. Linda, she says, confetti. She says, what about a 60 by 45 with 69 colours? That sounds like the tedious confetti. A bit like my Heaven and Earth design, where you're forever emptying out of the tray all the time. To me, that's tedious confetti. This is quite nice confetti, especially near the tree. It's very much scattered, but it's a few colours, which means you get this really nice effect, but you're not doing tedious block work. She says her last one was nice and quick, she says, with mostly blocky and some confetti. She said, and it was done in about a week. She said it was a 50 by 70. She said this one will be a lot longer. She said 3 days in and she hasn't finished the first row yet. I can imagine. She says this one is a Manhui Rachel. Yes, they are quite confetti. She says first time with that company, she says, and she's pretty happy with it so far. If I remember rightly, I think they won, or I felt it was the best custom that I'd got from their one. If it's the poured glue anyway, then you should be all right. She says she is working with poured glue for the first time in a long time. Okay, that's good, because Megan's Tinkerbell was the double-sided tape from there. And while they had a lot of colours, their double-sided tape was nowhere near as nice. She didn't like the canvas. It was popping drills all the time. Okay, I've changed my mind. I've gone for C before I do A, because then I will feel like I've moved up. Okay, C. Battery interrupted me, as always. Right, Susan, she says, yay. She says she's all caught up. She's been watching the WIP and Waffles, catching up after, I think it was a holiday, if I remember rightly. She said, so many exciting things happened. I do feel like WIP and Chats give you very much updates as and when I can. She says, the tiny trash tray is freaking adorable. She says, must have that cute little thing. Yes, I think it is so sweet. I absolutely love it. And it holds my little bits of rubbish drills as and when I come across them. And then every now and then I just empty it out. Normally when I'm putting my next row of cover paper up, because what I've found, especially with such a big design, to make sure that it lines up properly, I actually take this whole first row off, and then when I go to do the next row, I make sure I'm putting it down straight, and then go back to having the 2 rows, and then start taking it off again bit by bit as I go along. She says she's so excited about the Advent diamond painting. She elected not to buy a Zesty Wolf last year because she has so many wolves. She says, but that was a mistake. She fell in love with it, and she said she was so sorry she didn't have it. She says she's getting one for this year. She says for 2 reasons. One is she's dying to try out Diamond Art Studio UK, and she really wants to do the same painting as me. She's hoping that she likes the tray colours this coming month too, so she can add to her collection. She's on the fence about the Advent calendar goodies, so she's going to have a look at the pricing and decide whether she can swing it without hubby getting upset. She's already informed him that she's getting the painting. She says she hopes that we're having a wonderful time on our holiday, and thank you so much for sharing. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yeah, the Advent calendar is a higher price item. It is not going to be for everybody, and we do recognise that. We have tried to keep costs down as much as possible. But for 24 days, I mean, it's ended up, not including postage, it's priced at £55, which is, what does it work out at exactly per day? I know we were trying to keep it really low per day, so it's 55, but divided by 24 days, £2.30 per day's item, and many of the items are worth more. Some are worth a little bit less, some are worth about the same. Most of them I think are worth more. Yeah, it's been very hard trying to make sure that each day is exciting, each day is nice, each day is different. But yeah, we've managed to cram in there. I think we worked out it was over £90 worth of items, I think, if they were sold at retail price. I think it was 90. It's very close to 90 if it wasn't over 90. Yeah, there's a few exclusives, a few exclusives in there, a few sneaky peeks, I suppose, in there, you could say. Things that won't be in the shop until 2023. And yeah, you just need to work out whether the pricing is right for you or not. I'm hoping it, it lives up to everybody's expectations. And yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Oh, I have come to the last comment. That came up quicker than I thought. And the last comment is from Anne, who just said that she really likes watching my videos. Thank you so much, Anne. I do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that watches the videos, even those of you guys that I know are there but don't comment for whatever reason. It's a reason that you know, and that's fine. I understand not everybody is comfortable commenting. Not everybody it's easy. It depends on how they watch the videos and how they watch YouTube as well, as to whether it's easy to comment or not. But I do appreciate every single one of you that watches, every single person that likes, subscribes, all helps. So thank you to all of you for watching, for listening to me waffle while I work through, at the moment, what is my Dreamer Designs. Come October, I may or may not be pulling out my Heaven and Earth design again. I'm hoping to keep trying to do roughly a section a day in October. It really will vary and it will depend. It might be that I actually don't do it for the first week and maybe do it for the second week, something like that, because I'll be very, very busy packing advent calendars when we come back from holiday. And when I say packing, I've done a lot of the prep already of the individual items, making sure they're all good and all ready as they can be. I just haven't been assembling them together because it's going to take over my house. That and all the diamond paintings are going to take over my house for a while. So I'm trying to limit how long it does that. At the moment, all the advent calendar items are tucked in various places. And yeah, they take up less space when like for like items are together. But I'm really excited to start actually pulling them all together. I've done one, of course, ready for the announcement video. And, well, because I needed to check how I was packing it would work. And because I'm excited. So all of that I've done one. But I'm actually really, really excited to do all of them. I love doing like a mini production line, should we say, while I compile all the advent things together so that they all look good and are ready to go to various people's homes. And hopefully those that do choose to get it will all love their little surprises. And even if they're not as keen on maybe 1 or 2 days, hopefully overall, you should all be happy with what you've got. I mean, I really enjoyed the catered one that I opened last year. A lot of it was when I looked back or when it got a few days in, I think, and I opened another one that was a set of diamonds. Pack of diamonds, and I actually counted them the other day. I still have most of the catered stuff in a tub that I put it in when I unboxed it last year because they haven't got DMC numbers on the AB, so I've just been lazy. I need to put them with my ABs and then they're likely to get used. But there was actually 12 bottles of AB diamonds in that advent calendar last year. So half of the advent calendar was diamonds. A mixture of round, square, I think there was some rhinestone as well. Yeah, there was 12 different lots in there. And while I'm all for putting an AB diamond on a picture, I think 12 is a little bit too extreme for me. But yeah, we haven't done anything that is what I'd call the same category more than twice. And they're not the same when we say twice. So for example, in this, the diamonds that they put, they had rhinestones, they had round ones, they had square ones, you know, all that. So for example, if we did have diamonds in there, we'd have one round, one square, but then that's it, no more. Anything else that we have done more than once, they are different and they're not then repeated a third time. So it took a lot of planning, but we're hoping that everybody likes it. Right, I'm going to stick with the A as done there, because I have finished all the comments and questions, and I do still have a few more videos that I want to film before I go into holiday packing mode, and get myself fully ready for our jollies. But yeah, I thank you all so much for joining me and for watching this video. Do stay tuned. As I say, there is still videos coming over the next week or so. And I think my next WIP and Waffle, is it scheduled? It is. It's scheduled to come out the day after the shop items launch. So we'll see how much shop item discussion ends up in there, but I get very excited for October launch. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you all again soon.